Hello and welcome back. So now that I have my floor completed and grouted, which is ultra color alabaster grout, and I also have my curdy on my 2-wall shower with an acrylic base. And just give me 1 second and I'll give you the rundown of the layout on the walls. See how I'm full tile at that shower base, and the next course it'll run from the ceiling all the way through to the floor. Okay. So these are my 12 by 24s. And I'm just going to gauge from right to left around the perimeter of the shower. And do the same thing on the other side. That's going to be my half cut fold for the corner. So I always like having a full at the top and a cut at the bottom, but I already know the answer for it's going to be full at the bottom and perhaps a 1/4 inch at the top. I'd rather have more of a cut at the top than the bottom because ceilings could be out of level. Just gauge all the way down as well, and we'll see what we have. And that's what we have. 1/4 inch, so it'll be a 1/4 inch cut at the top. Remember the arrows, you go one way, first course. Second course, the arrow opposite, and third opposite, fourth opposite. Reason why you do that is you don't want to hit the same grain on each course. This is my tile edge, and just pre-cut everything before you install it. Just set that aside. Let me just get the tile edge out of the way for you. These are my wedges to lift up my tile on my first course. I like to have about a 1/16, no more than an 1/8 for a gap on the shower pan for my first course. Just grab your level before you get started and just check the ceiling, okay? Just to see how out of plumb it is. Always pick the high part of the ceiling. So I just got to notch that just a little bit at that end because it does tilt at the end of these shower pans. And place it on there dry and see how level you are. Grab your pencil and mark that first course. Grab your level and we're going to chalk a line through and through. Make sure your bubble is all lined up. If you have laser, then use that as well. And we'll do the same thing here as well, okay? Just place that tile and we'll see what we have there. Remember, I checked this pan and it's pretty damn nuts, so it's all good. I always use a half notch trowel on my tiles, except for mosaics. And I'm going with the white and just make it just a little bit more thicker than opposed to putting your Ditra or your curdy on the walls. And what I do is just spread your cement on that and use your half notch trowel on your tile. Remember, that has a little bit of a curve bend at the end of that pan. Gonna have to notch that a little bit. Now spread your glue. And we're just gonna set that in place, okay? Grab your level and make sure you're going to go level from top to bottom. Try not to cover your mark lines, your level line, all right? Now grab your metal and set that in place. Make sure your tile is flush with the metal, okay? Grab a little bit of tape just to hold it in place until you get up higher. Grab your level again and just check. Make sure you're plumb. And grab it again and make sure you're plumb. Now you do have your lines, but I always like to make sure I'm plumb. Remember, your levels are a very important tool. That's what makes your work look beautiful. And we're gonna start on the second one. Do the same process. And just grab your wedge and just lift it just a little bit to hit that line and the tip of that tile. Grab your level. Perfect. Now see that flat side? Just put it against that tile and make sure you're plumb through and through. Grab a little bit of cement and just kind of put it in there. When you're all leveled on the two courses, just fill in the gap, all right? Because remember, you don't want to cover your line, all right? Remember that arrow. You're going to do that on the same wall, just like that. Just follow it. And you do the same thing on the other side, the top wall. Grab your level. Sometimes I'll grab my level and I'll put at that end of that tip, that tile to the other side, and see if I'm going to be plumb with that as well. Just spread your glue and your half-notch trowel. And you're going to repeat that process. Use your wedges and your 1/16 spacers. Put your metal in there. Now this metal obviously is going to hit the ground and the top of the ceiling. Grab your tape and just hold that in place. Now just grab your level again and grab one of those red wedges and just make sure your bubble's all lined up on that line. Looks beautiful. Just put it across. Perfect. Now this is going to be our corner cut, so I'm just going to grab a tile and make sure the arrow is going in the right direction. And I'm just going to see and cut that. This actually, I have about 3/8, so I have enough room to cut. So I have to kind of split it twice with my saw and my cutter, just like that. Which is perfect because the grains are going to fall through the corner. Now you can't always get that, but you can sure get it pretty damn close. And check with your level. Butter up your tile and just go at it. Check it again, across and on top. Perfect. Sometimes what I do is I will lay my first course on my shower and I'll do another room. And the next day I'll start installing my tiles on top of that. Not all the time, but the reason why I do that is because when I install my second course, third, fourth, it's that first course is very important. You see how I have my little wedges under there? Sorry for the camera angle, guys. My camera switched on me. And see how close I am to that top or the pan? That's what you want, okay? Just like that. The tile edge. And just fill in that gap with your cement. That wasn't so bad, eh, guys? So I hope you come back, and I'll post the time lapse until I get to the niche, and I'll show you how to install the niche and how I do it. Anyways, thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Cheers, and have a great day.